Hello everyone, Anand back again. Let me wish first each and every one of you happy Raksha Bandhan Day. So, dear sisters and brothers, friends, today's topic is about peace. Okay, so it's one of the I would say very fascinating and interesting subject for all of us, right? End of the day, all of us aspire for only peace. um, while living and even when we depart this world, we always use this word peace in some way. So I have few questions before I dive deep into my perspectives and understanding about this peace. I'm sure while listening to this, you will be able to, map it with your own way of life and how you look at this subject, peace, in your day-to-day work life and all spheres of life, all spheres of your interactions with one another. So the questions are, I have series of questions, so let us go one by one. First question: do you really love to have peace in your life? Question number two: are you in search of peace? You may say that I am already peaceful and the blah blah. But are you exploring more and more peace for your life and for everybody around? This is the second question. Third, why at all in first place? Why do we need peace? Fourth, where do you really find peace? Fifth, who can deliver peace to you, to us? Sixth, how do we retain peace if at all we have peace? Seventh, how do we have sustainable peace throughout our life? These are some of the questions that I thought I'll post it to you and post it to me as well. When I started thinking deeply about peace, these are some of the questions came to my mind. For each of these questions, probably you can again listen to this podcast to make a note, and then you can see whether it is meaningful to you, whether you are truly, essentially looking for peace. Are you searching for peace? Why do you need peace in first place? And who can deliver? How can you retain? How can you have sustainable peace throughout your life? Some of the questions. This is a very deep subject actually, if you really look at it, because many people talk about this domain or this subject. There are people who are philosophical who talk more about this, correct? There are people who are the behavioral experts who talk more about it in their own fashions, and elders at home they always help youngsters, youth, more about this, but in different words. Counselors, psychologists talk about it. All around, if you look at it, people love it. The peace lovers. Peace lovers are actually, I feel more and more are there. But to get peace, some people are actually violent. They fight to get peace. There are people who do not fight, but they are against fight to have peace in life. That is how the whole thing can be analyzed. Definitely you would be knowing it. The moment you sit back, relax, in your armchair and start thinking about it, so many things will get revealed to you. Let me take another dimension of this topic for our contemplation, for our introspection. The whole purpose of this podcast is to, I'm not going to, I'm not here to train somebody or train you, because you're all equally, well versed in different subjects. It is mutually to introspect, dive deep into the topic that I've been sharing it with you weekly once through this podcast, and potentially you can take this message to your kin and kith and your friends, your colleagues everywhere, so that all of us can dive deep into these subjects to get best out of our own understanding in life, so that it is very much useful to your own work, office, society, everywhere. I mean, it's spreading goodness, spreading positivity, and sharing deeper insights of any subject is what the ultimate objective of this podcast. Some of you are really, I'm grateful to each one of you, because you are sharing your feedback to me. The moment you receive this podcast, you listen and then you share the feedback. Then some of you are actually sharing your own perspectives, and much more deeper than what I said. It's really a humbling experience for me. I encourage, I welcome each one of you to kindly not just listen, but also to respond, but also to share your understanding, so that I can learn something from each one of you. It's a collaborative learning after all, right? Well, so let me dive deep into the another dimension of this, which I started sharing. Another dimension is why many people don't have peace, even though they are very much deserved, they are very much eligible, and their lifestyle and their standard of life, or even quality of life, everything is actually it's good, quite good, but they don't have peace. They are healthy, they are wealthy, every other aspect every human being aspire for, they have, but they are not at peace. Which means, do we really need peace? Number two, do we really in search of peace? It's a big question. I'm just throwing two questions to you. It's a very deeper analysis can be done by yourself. Fundamentally, in my little understanding, the human psyche is actually we are afraid of having peace. We want to have disturbed life. Can you believe it? You may be wondering, what are you saying? You are making fun. No, I'm not. There are people I know, I have personally experienced some of the people where they are at most, on par with any basic standard of life. They should be always at peace, but they don't want peace. They want only disturbed life without their knowledge. It's not knowingly they go for disturbed life without their knowledge. They don't know that they don't know. The Confucius statement, the fourth statement. They don't know that they don't know. That is the biggest challenge. If you come across anybody who are not at peace, but you think that they deserve peace, but they are not, they come under this bucket. They don't know that they don't know. And unknowingly, unintentionally, ignorantly, they don't want peace. They want to have disturbed life. Not only for themselves, they also disturb others. Which means the people around them, just imagine somebody is not at all at peace, somebody is highly disturbed. One, they are crucifying themselves. Two, people who are living with them, in and around, imagine their plight. They'll be equally disturbed. I don't know whether I'm confusing you with this statement, but matter of fact that I know some people, in my past I have experienced, in my younger years I have experienced, And this is some of the situations of life with people whom I have my own proof of it. So what are the reasons why these people are like that? There are a lot of areas in which you can explore answer for this. One of the areas which I have picked up through my meditation practice is there is a point in our system, in our human system, spiritually speaking, where that particular point, there are multiple points or knots in our system. One of the points actually has two extremes. It demonstrates, or it has as a feature. One extreme is peace, another extreme is restlessness. The opposite you can say for peace is restlessness, right? In Tamil we say padapadappu, right? Disturbed. This particular point has two extremes. One, either you can be at peace or you can be completely disturbed. Like a couple of weeks back, I was talking about heaviness and lightness, no? In one of the points, the similar way, two extremes. Either you have lightness or you have heaviness. Similarly, this particular point in the system, it deals with either at peace or restlessness. Now the question is, you need to define which one you wanted to choose to work with. That is why I asked you the question, or I even made a statement that I would say it's a bold statement that many people or some of the human beings do not want peace because they are actually disturbed, they are restless, even though they are having every comfort of their life, but deliberately or knowingly or unknowingly, unintentionally, they are not in search of peace. So how do we do this? How do we go about? Let's come to quick 3-point agenda as a suggestive inputs for you to look at this subject in a different way. If you think that you are not at peace continuously or consistently, or often disturbed, often feeling the restlessness of life, maybe due to fear or whatever, you need to explore the possibility of finding peace and retaining that peace and have a sustainable peace throughout your life. You need to really attempt to know it. So I will give you 3 things, 3 inputs, suggestions. Just think about it. If only we think larger purpose of life, larger than life concept, we will tend to develop what is called let go of many things in life, let go of many emotions in life, let go of many reactions in life. To that extent, we'll be able to retain peace. First of all, we get peace and retain peace. So let go and larger purpose of life. These 2 things as a trigger point, as a pointer, you can think. Number 1. Number 2, when we are disturbed or when we are not in a good comfort in the mind, we should also start thinking about the final version of our life. Today everybody talk about what is the best version of you, what is your final version of you. So we are actually, like a software, we are also evolving, right? Like in software we say version control. Similarly, as a human being, we are all evolving. So naturally you can use that word version. So what is the current version of you? What is the previous version of you? And what would be the future version of you? And what would be the final version of you? Final version means before you leave this world, you would have evolved much better than what you are today, right? So if you are able to put your thought ahead into the future and think of your final version, if at all, if you are able to perceive, for which you need to have what is called, there is an understanding, there must be an understanding about consciousness. How do you expand your consciousness? How do you perceive things? How do you look at things completely ahead into the future by having matured way of thinking? of any subject. So the final version of yourself, if you are able to visualize to whatever extent possible, you will tend to have what is called balance. The first one I said, let go. The second one, you bring in what is called balance. Balanced approach. This is the second input. And third, you need to really search and explore the reason for little peace. In every aspect of your life, even if it is an adversity situation, things are not going in your direction. If you start attempting to know, how do I find little peace out of this scenario or this situation? Which means you have to chase, be at it to get it. These are the 3 points which I thought as a suggestion. One, let go. How do we let go? Larger purpose of life. You should be able to remember and practice and cultivate, habituate. Second is the final version, which can bring potentially the balance. Third, even when you are in difficult situation, explore little peace in that adverse situation, so that you can chase and be at it to get it. If these 3 pointers, if we are able to habituate in our day-to-day life, potentially one day we will definitely be there, which you have never experienced so far. And spiritually speaking, there are techniques, and if you start doing certain practices like meditation, especially the practice that I am doing, heartfulness meditation, it exactly deals with such points. As an heartfulness trainer, we help people to even make you experience with the yogic energy, the transmission, which potentially helps. It helps a lot of, I would say, patients, people who are having so many problems in physical problems, and health problems, mental problems. These techniques are really, really powerful and useful. You can actually explore the possibility to make your life more peaceful, more comfort, happy as ever. Thank you very much for your patient listening. If you like it, please share your inputs, feedback in my WhatsApp or in my comment section. And please share it widely so that good news, good things should spread everywhere, right? That's my request to you. Thank you very much. We will again touch base next Sunday. Bye-bye.